Hello everybody, it's Dr. Anthony G. Beck, and I am out here working in the garden. This is actually my nightshade garden. That's right. I've got a couple different varieties of tomatoes that of course are all organic and big as me. And then over here, I'll show these off a little bit. These are my peppers, as tall as me. Let's see if we can come down here and find a little something to... Oh man, look at that. Boy, that's yummy. Well, you know, one of the things that I talk to my patients about is, of course, biochemical individuality. And, you know, as I'm out here looking at these tomatoes and I have people say, well, doc, aren't nightshades bad for you? I know they cause arthritis and all that other kind of fun stuff. Well, that's simply not the case. Now, can they contribute to certain disharmonies in certain people? Well, absolutely. Why? Because we're all individually, biochemically, and genetically unique. So for me, I know my biochemical individuality and I know my genome. So I know what my capacity is. It doesn't mean I'm a ticking time bomb based upon what my 23andMe says. And there's a lot of people out there like, oh, I can't have certain types of B12 because I have an MTHFR and a COMT allele SNP. Anyhow, some of that's relatively true, but at the most part, I usually see patients that are completely confused and they're going off of misinformation. But the take home here is very simple, that the key is to know thyself. And the only way we can do that is through functional laboratory assessments based upon where you are right now. So as your genome meets your phenotype and your metabolome and your exposome all come together, you have to think that those things are not always static and they're not going to be the same year to year, even month to month. So the key is to, at regular intervals, take a look at what some of your biomarkers are doing when it comes to your urine organic acids, your omega fats stats in your blood, some of your of course your mineral status, hormones. We use saliva, we use poop samples, we use blood. There's all kinds of things. It all just depends upon where you're at and what you want to achieve, or what you're actually battling with when it comes to not having the highest levels of well-being. So what I do whenever I'm out here, of course, every morning I come out here and get my feet in the dirt, right? We can get them in the dirt. And I get grounded because we're just bombarded with all kinds of EMF. But at the end of the day, there's all kinds of little techniques that you can do alongside of knowing your biochemical individuality through biomarker assessments, but also getting outside and grounding and healthful air and healthful water and things like that. These things all contribute to what your current status is now. So what I wanted to do is just basically shine a little light on my beautiful garden and kind of give you some of the thoughts that run through my head when it comes to patient situations and how I try to explain to them that you are a category of one, a singular individual with your own specific makeup at any given time. And if you don't know where you are, you don't know where you're going to go. And if you get lost and confused and all that noise and confusion that's in the info space, and if you're determining your information based upon little searches in Dr. Google, well, that's probably why you don't have the results that you want. And I know there's a lot of conflicting information, like nightshades. Are they healthy or are they not healthy? Well, there is a little bit of truth to all things, generally speaking, and the truth is the truth no matter where it comes from. But determining the truth is based upon you. You have your own unique truth. I know it sounds kind of little fruity biscuity, but that's really what it comes down to. You got to know where you are in that. Not everybody is the same. It's not so simple as just what's your blood type and how you should eat for that, right? There's variable factors. And one of the telltale signs, if you're doing the right thing by talking with the right clinician, is if they begin to listen to your unique story, that's the first thing they get a checkbox. If they just listen to what your disease is or what your disharmony is and begin to instantly give you some type of pill, potion, or powder to treat that disease, well then you got to erase a checkbox, right? You got to give them a penalty box mark. So what you want to do is you want to look for individuals who will take you on a quest to find out what you are individually as a unique individual, so that way you can make determinations based upon your biological terrain, not treating the disease or the disharmony or something of that nature. The other indicator that I usually like to share with people is this: if you are getting your information or you're making decisions based upon a little Google search, and you probably only visit the first or second page of Google, well, you've been duped, because people pay for those placement in there. It's capitalism at its greatest, which I love capitalism. But the thing about it is you have to realize that you have to do a lot deeper searches than just what you come up with in your search engine. It's really going to leave you absolutely wanting, because again, it doesn't know your unique story. It doesn't know your biochemical individuality at the time, and it doesn't know your genetic sequence. So it is difficult, okay? And that should be the way that it should be. It should be a challenge. Research always is. Finding out where you're at and earning what your truth is what the take-home is, okay? So put a little bit more time into knowing who you are, other than a Google search. Treating diseases, be careful of the Facebook groups, because there's a whole bunch of people doing the same thing. They just want to interact in some of these forums, and they just do a quick little Google search, and then they put a link in there for something that is, you know, suggested for you. Well, that really just doesn't hold water over time clinically, I can tell you that. If it was that easy, I wouldn't have the 20 years of research and experience and the cost that went along with that. So, but again, everybody's a different kind of thing. So we can use clinical information and experience from the past, but what's a big difference is running it through your own unique story. Okay, so kind of repeated that a couple of times because I really want you to take that in, stew on it a little bit, and be inspired by these lovely tomatoes. And I look forward to helping you guys along the way. So one of the things I always want you to do is make sure that you join Balance Nation. You can go to facebook.com/Dr. Anthony G. Beck, and you can find me there. If you have any questions, please go to dranthonygbeck.com and click the voicemail button over on the right hand side. It's a little floating thing, and as I take in a little bit of sunshine, I'm going to remind you, as always, let's live life in balance.